So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to set up a new Python project using UV. UV is a really fast package manager developed by Astral, and they even claim here on their homepage that it's 10 to 100 times faster than pip. This is partly due because it's written in Rust. And if you already have UV installed, go ahead and keep following. If you don't have it installed, just go to their installation page real quick and follow the steps there. It's a really straightforward installation. Just run the commands depending on the system you're on. Now, to set up a new project using UV, we're going to make a new directory. I've already created a directory called test-UV, so let's go ahead and cd into that directory. You guys can make this wherever you want. And to now set up the project using UV, you're going to write UV init. Now, this is going to generate a couple of pre-made files that UV uses, including the pyproject.toml file, which is probably the most useful file that's generated because this is where it's going to keep track of all your dependencies. So I'll go ahead and open this up in VS Code so we can take a look. Let's go ahead and close these. So in your pyproject.toml file, you can see some different attributes, the name of your project, the description, README, the Python version, and dependencies. I'll go ahead and name this description as UV tutorial, right? Now, our virtual environment actually isn't set up yet. And to do that, it's really simple. You're going to write UV virtual environment -- Python 3.12 or whichever Python version you want to use. Just go ahead and just use 3.12. And to activate your virtual environment, you're going to run this command. If you're on Mac or Linux, this command is different. They're going to provide you with the command, but from the top of my head, it is source space .vmv/bin -activate. Now let's go ahead and activate our virtual environment, and we can see our Python version is actually 3.12.6. Now, our virtual environment is set up, and we can go ahead and run this main.py file. So you can do python main.py. Now let's say you don't know if your virtual environment is set up. You can do UV run main.py, and this is going to ensure that you're using the virtual environment of the directory you're actually in. Now, to actually add dependencies to your project, you can come over here to pyproject.toml. You could manually add them here in this toml file and do a UV sync. And what UV sync is going to do is going to sync up all of your dependencies. You can see it's going to resolve an audit, and it's very, very fast. But a much easier way to do this is to use UV add, which is similar to pip install. When you do UV add, you can then write the dependency that you want to use. So let's go ahead and use numpy. UV is going to add numpy to our pyproject.toml file and update this lock file that it's automatically generating. You don't have to really worry about the lock file at all. If the lock file doesn't exist, for example, let's go ahead and delete it. You can do a UV lock to manually regenerate it, or if you run UV sync, it'll generate that lock file for you. Now let's say I add pandas as well as a dependency. It's going to add pandas, and I'm going to sync my dependencies. And it's going to ensure that our packages are working together. We're going to get no conflicts, anything like that. Let's say now I want to remove pandas. Go ahead and remove it from this dependencies, and I could UV sync, and it is going to remove pandas from our virtual environment. It's as simple as that. If I come into my main.py file, I could simply just import numpy as np, and you can see that our IDE is immediately picking up that we have numpy in this virtual environment, and in fact our IDE is using the virtual environment of this directory. If I run UV run main.py, you can see everything is going to run as expected. And yeah, that's basically it. UV is a very simple package manager to use. It's extremely fast and lightweight. I hope you guys learned something in this tutorial. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching.